Welcome all, I'm a Makavelist. I hope you are too. Hope you're doing good in lockdown and all's going alright. Not going to waffle on too much this time. Tune today is When We Ride on Our Enemies. Obviously most people, when I say most people, I guess most people would know the one off the released album. I think it was Better Days, wasn't it? I can't remember, it's bad form in it, but yeah, I'm going to do the OG one just because I like it and there's no difference in the lyrics, so yeah, it is what it is. I've already done the lyric video for it, so you've probably seen that pop up. I mean, you know, if you know the song you don't need to worry about watching it, but yeah, so let's get into it. This is I haven't got the recorded dates, like I said on the previous one. The Tupac Legacy net is still down, so if it does come up again I'll have to make sure I screenshot all the dates rather than just go to it each time. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. So this one often crops up, or most of the time that I see it is on other diss track videos of Tupac's, mainly people going along the lines of you know, let's just say hit 'em up. The comment will read something like, it's not even Tupac's best diss song, When We Ride on Our Enemies is, or something like that. I mean, you know, it's neither here nor there for me. They're all good disses, and you know, a lot of people say about the Against All Odds as well, but I make that one a touch different because that's more of a war track, and my reason for saying that is that a diss track to me is you sort of try to like insult someone and, you know, this, that and the other, whereas Against All Odds isn't trying to insult people, it's telling people what happened, if you see what I mean. So there's a slight difference there for me. I don't know if you think the same, if you think Hit 'Em Up is the best diss song ever, if you think this one is, if you think that what's a couple of the other ones like Bomb First and a few of the others. I mean, the thing is with Tupac that makes me laugh especially is that he can't help himself. There's songs, I think one of them might be Toss It Up and How Do You Want It and Let's Be Friends, and a couple of the others, and they're completely like, the lyrics in the songs just aren't anything to do with that. They're just actual, like, you know, songs in their own right and talking about what he is, and he'll just sneak a quick line in about someone, and it doesn't really belong in the song, but it's just funny because, you know, he just can't help himself. But you know, yeah, that's why we love him. So anyway, yeah, When We Ride on Our Enemies, this one, I actually know this tune from, was it Jay-Z? It might have been Jay-Z or it might have been Warren G, but they did I'm wishing on a star, I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. That one, it's the same tune, so that's why I like it, just because, yeah, it is what it is. Right, anyway, without further ado, When We Ride on Our Enemies, OG version.
Fugees and Mobb Deep trying to diss now too, huh? I ain't prejudiced, I don't give a fuck.
Right, so yeah, just before we get into it, Mobb Deep we've obviously heard a lot of, and we know why they're taking shots basically. Fugees might be a bit, you know, what are they doing in there? As far as I'm aware, I think Praz, it might even have been Wyclef, you know, because the Fugees is Lauryn Hill, Wyclef and Praz, and I think one of the guys is Haitian, and he was associated with Haitian Jack, or he come up through Haitian Jack, or Haitian Jack used to manage them, or something like that. I don't know if they said anything directly about Tupac, but I think he was just on his mission to, you know, take down anyone and everyone who was in the sights, even if they were sort of on the outskirts of it, if you see what I mean. So yeah.
This now too, huh? I ain't prejudiced, I don't give a fuck. This is what it sounds like. We ride on our enemies.
It's so funny, isn't it?
Yachts. We ride on our enemies.
Hey.
Got some static with some niggas on the other side of town. Let my little cousin K-Roll, he's a rider now. What they want from us motherfucking thug niggas. Used to love niggas, now I plug niggas. It's love niggas and my wrong niggas making songs trying to get with us. Must be
just, I'm not going to stop this one too much, but that line there is pretty good. I quite like it. Is the what do they want from us motherfucking thug fellas? Used to love fellas, now I plug fellas and slug fellas. And it's kind of, you know, he was probably before the rape case, I would imagine he probably loved everyone. He seemed like that sort of guy. He wasn't really affiliated with anyone, you know, because he moved around the country a lot. So it looked like, to me, like he sort of probably did show love for everyone. It doesn't matter what set they were from or what gang or what this, that and the other. And now he's saying how he suddenly just changed into the other way, and it's quite obvious from his music that he did too.
Now I plug niggas and slug niggas and my wrong niggas making songs trying to get with us. Must be gone on the stress. We in the West we trust. To the chest I bust. Then we ride till the sun come shining back to brighten up the sky. I mean he died. Heard the Fugees was trying to do me. Look bitch, I cut your face. This ain't no motherfucking movie. Thing we watch the other two die slow. Castrated entertaining at my motherfucking side.
He's a brutal guy, isn't he? I mean, it's the one that always makes me laugh is the die slow. That's what makes me laugh most at the end of the hit 'em up. You know, fuck you, die slow, motherfucker. It's just like it's so direct and to the point. It does make me laugh. Yeah, and obviously, you know, it's just like obviously saying about Lauren Hill there, I guess. Look, bitch, I cut your face. This ain't no motherfucking movie. And then what was the other two die slow? It's just, it's funny, and he is a good lad. Well, was a good lad.
I show bands in my planning mode. Time to exterminate my foes. I can't stand you hoes. Now label this my fucking trick shot. My lyrics running all you cowards out of hip hop. When we ride,
I like that little bit too, just where he goes, I've missed this thing now, but he goes about his trick shot. Obviously there's a bit of a double thing there, as in, you know, trick shot as in what I would suggest is like a, you know, playing pool or snooker or whatever you want to do it, but also a trick shot as in you're a trick and I'm shooting at you. I bet you motherfuckers die when we ride with our enemies. Yeah, I much prefer this chorus. I mean, the other version hasn't really got much of a chorus, but this one's definitely a lot better. The you can tell by the hate in my eyes that I'll be down into the day that I die. And looking at Tupac's pictures, he has got, what I like about him quite a lot as well is that I don't think I've ever seen him wear sunglasses, which, you know, the eyes are the way to the soul in my mind, so that gets big plus points in my book. And also, there's one thing of him, I think it might actually be in Vegas, it might not be though, it might be an awards party, the MTV Music Awards, but he's just sort of stood there and he's looking into the camera, and they catch it at a perfect moment. I'll try and hunt it out and edit it in if I can find it. But you can just see that in his eyes there is a lot of, you know, he's seen, what's in Full Metal Jacket, what's the phrase he uses? Been in the shit too long. He's just got those eyes that, like, you know, they can be quite personal and ambient at sometimes, you know what I mean? He's got about that, but sometimes you can tell he's been through a lot of shit and stress levels are high and there's a lot of pressure on him. He's just got those, was a mean mugging in it, I suppose they call it, but yeah, anyway.
Take a journey through my mind's eye. You cross the game, don't explain, nigga, time to die. Say goodbye, watch my eyes when I pull the trigger. So right before you die, you bow before a bigger nigga. Now try your eyes.
Just one thing I wanted to say on this bit was just, I've seen it actually a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, unbelievably, but I think it's just, you know, people being trolls and being facetious in this when they're online. But they sort of they sort of comment on Tupac, you know, derogatory, sort of saying, oh yeah, he can rhyme trigger with nigger, if you see what I mean. So, but, you know, every rapper does that, so they're missing that point. But the thing is, it's like, it's not only that, but it's his delivery on it as well. You know, even if he did even if he was a shit rhymer, his voice is enough to carry it through, if you see what I mean, and then add on to the fact that his lyrics are fucking amazing as well, and it just comes to it. But it just made me think of that then, so yeah.
My eyes when I pull the trigger. So right before you die, you bow before a bigger nigga. Now try your eyes. You was heartless on your hits. Niggas love to scream peace after they saw some shit. Pay attention, these are words to those that rob me. I murder you, then I run a train on my feet. Don't fuck with me, nigga. You
Poor old Mob Deep. They come in for a lot of it, don't they?
barely living. Don't you got sickle cell? See me have a seizure on stage. You ain't feeling well. Hell, how many niggas wanna be involved? I'm talking big, but I'll kill all of y'all. Then both.
It's quite an interesting bit. I don't want to get too much into it, but the whole thing around Biggie is that I was just sort of in a chat with someone today about this actually. How much would Biggie have been in for it if he hadn't have been with Bad Boy, if you see what I mean? Because my theory is that Tupac knew it was Jimmy Henchman and possibly Haitian Jack, along with maybe other certain people, who actually ordered the robbery of him in quad this is. So he knew that Biggie wasn't actually the one who put the hit out, if you like, or, you know, ordered it. But what he was pissed off at was that he didn't find out who did it. He had to find it through someone else when he was in jail. And Biggie was supposed to be his mate and his, you know, the king of New York. So he should have been able to, you know, at least find out and tell him. And the fact that he didn't, that's what pissed Tupac off in the end. But my theory is that Tupac was almost on a mission. The primary mission was to destroy Bad Boy because Haitian Jack and Henchmen were making a lot of money off of him and extorting them. So, you know, that was his mission, was to get to them in the end. And you do that by cutting their money off. And it just so happened that Biggie was the biggest star on Bad Boy. So it was kind of like a perfect storm. But I do often think if Biggie was kind of not the star of Bad Boy, if he was like either a shitter rapper basically, or he wasn't on there and he was just sort of, you know, the same sort of thing, but he wasn't the big one as well, if Tupac would have gone so hard at him. But I guess we'll never know. Yeah.
How many niggas wanna be involved? I'm talking big, but I'll kill all of y'all. Then bold, then tell the rat to keep her mouth closed. Fuck around and get tossed up by the fucking outlaws. Before I leave, make sure everybody heard. No, I meant every motherfucking word when we ride on our enemies. We ride on our enemies. Make sure everybody die when we ride on our enemies.
Just realised I've copied the wrong lyrics onto the last chorus, but never mind, it's not that much different. It's not a make or breaker. So yeah, that was When We Ride on Our Enemies. The other version is a good track too. I prefer this one. This version, the OG version if you like. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one of the two you prefer. Or, you know, is this the best diss song or is it not? I personally think it's Hit 'Em Up, which I'm going to do in a few videos time actually. But we'll get into it more then, but I'll just leave it at that. So, or let me know if you think any of his other ones are better diss tracks. But like I said, Discount Against All Odds, because that's not a diss track, that's a battle track. That's letting people know what's going on. That's not trying to be clever and take the piss out of someone. That's just telling the truth as he saw it, which in my mind is more to the truth than what a lot of people would have said elsewhere. And obviously once you get into it and get into these comments and all that, yeah, it's quite funny. Anyway, yeah, hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the future, not too long I hope. Peace out.